To start the Eagles preseason opener tonight against the Steelers. Birds head coach Nick Sirianni still hasn't named Hurts the starter for the regular season. So, LeVar, does Hurts need to earn the Eagles starter job this preseason?
Oh, this is kind of like a trick question. And the reason why it's a trick question is because you got Joe Flacco. If you're from Baltimore, you'd have understood that. Joe Flacco as the backup. Joe had his time. He got a Super Bowl. I mean, he had one of the greatest defenses of all time with him, but he did well. But does Jalen Hurts have to beat out Joe Flacco? No. He has to play well enough to not give his job away and have everybody look at this as a dumpster fire before the season even gets started. Let's be clear here. If Jalen Hurts is not the starter for the Philadelphia Eagles, cash it in. You're not going to have a good year. You're punting on the season, and now you got to go all over again, start the process of finding a quarterback. So does Hurts need to earn the job? Yes, he has to earn the job, and he has to keep the job. Otherwise, this is not the team that the Philadelphia Eagles will have. And that's just what facts state. Jalen Hurts has to be the starter.
Yeah, I would like to say yes to this because obviously Jalen Hurts is not of the stature where it's just automatically his job, right? I mean, he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not a Pro Bowl incumbent quarterback where there should be no question about it. But the problem is when I look at Nick Mullins, the third stringer, I'm not going with him. You brought up Joe Flacco. Well, Joe is 6-15 as a starter over the last 3 years. So 36 years old, his day has passed. I'm not going with him. So the bottom line is I might want to put up the facade of a competition, of Jalen's going to earn this position. But the fact of the matter is it's his, LeVar. Just as you said, it's his job to lose. And even if he loses it in training camp, think about it, even if he didn't look good in training camp, yes, I have to put him out there because I ruined my relationship with my would-be franchise quarterback, Carson Wentz, all for Jalen Hurts. All right, so this season is about seeing what Jalen Hurts can do, period. They're not going to be any good. We all know that. So let's see if we do at least have our quarterback of the future. That is what it is all about. And look, he got a lot to prove because I love the intangibles. I'm a big intangible guy when it comes to quarterbacks. I think he's a winner. I think he's a leader. I think his locker room loves him. All of that. He's tough. He's resilient. All of that. But can he play football at this level at the quarterback position? He's good with his legs. But if you think Carson Wentz was bad last year, Carson completed a higher percentage of his passes than Jalen did. Carson had a higher QBR than Jalen did. It's a fact.
Not fair.
It's a fact. I bring facts, not feelings. I bring facts, not feelings, LeVar. So I'm just saying, I wanted the young boy, after the nice upset of New Orleans, he struggled. So I got to see what this dude is made of this year. So, yes, he has the job. I'd love him to earn it, but whether he earns it or not, I'm pushing him out there, Joy.
Go ahead, Joy. Go ahead. I'll wait to rebut him. Go ahead, Joy. Go ahead.
Look, I have maybe never seen a team fumble the bag more spectacularly or quickly than the Philadelphia Eagles. What a fall from grace. And can we please normalize quarterback competitions being a disaster? You know who doesn't have a quarterback competition? Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Seattle Seahawks, Los Angeles Rams. You know who does have a quarterback competition? The Philadelphia Eagles, who we can all consensusly agree that they're going to be the worst in the division, in what is arguably the worst division in the NFL. So this is not an accomplishment to have a quarterback competition. He's got to earn the spot. You don't have a guy. That's what you're saying. You don't have a guy at quarterback. Now, I believe that this should be Jalen Hurts' team. You drafted him in the second round. To Chris's point, you ruined your relationship with Carson Wentz. Everything is a disaster because of this situation. Why would it not be Jalen Hurts' job? Jalen is young. This is his second year. We know what Joe Flacco is. We know exactly what Joe Flacco is. We saw it last year. Joe Flacco is a backup quarterback in this league right now. If Joe Flacco is the starter of your team, you are in big trouble. And that's no disrespect to Joe Flacco, who once won a Super Bowl, but this is a different situation now. You have to give the team to Jalen Hurts. You have to allow him the grace to fail. Otherwise, why did you pick him? He has got to be the future, or you have to find out this year. So this whole back and forth quarterback competition, you're going to take reps. You know what Joe Flacco is. You have to find out what Jalen Hurts is, and there's value in failing. So allow him to go out there and learn. What a disaster the Philadelphia Eagles are. It is not a good thing to have a quarterback competition.
That's why the fact that Chris Broussard just tried to conveniently lob out there to diminish and minimize Jalen Hurts is so jacked up. I ain't take you for that type of dude, Broussard. I really didn't.
What?
Hey, real quickly. Y'all keep talking about this ruined relationship between Carson Wentz. Keep in mind, if the ruined relationship between Carson Wentz could have been salvaged, it would have been by hiring a different coach. Oh, they brought in Nick Sirianni. They could have sat there and said, Jalen Hurts is not the guy for this team. They could have brought in a different free agent thinking to themselves, Jalen Hurts is not the quarterback for this team. They bring in a new coach. They bring in Joe Flacco. They're already telling you they're putting this season and what its success or failure will be on the arm of Jalen Hurts. So he has to win. They could have kept Carson Wentz. They could have kept him. They traded him away. They brought in a new head coach, and they brought in Joe Flacco. Jalen Hurts, you better win. You better play well, Jalen. Don't you make me look bad on national television.
I thought you were going to rebut what I said. You actually bolstered it. All right, thank you. I agree. That's what I said. All right, he got to complete more than 52% of his passes. That's all the brother's saying. That's all.
You was hating, Jay. You was hating on Jay.
I just dropped facts.
Joy, let's get out of here. He trying to say we got the same argument.
Like you said early, last segment, sensitive PC times. I mean,
the real comparison is Hurts and Flacco. They both played 4 games last year. Let's move on to Chicago. Bears head coach Matt Nagy said the preseason will be Justin Fields' time to, quote, show what he can do. The Bears open the preseason Saturday against the Dolphins. So, LeVar, will Justin Fields be the savior for the Bears?
Come on. Like, savior is a very strong word. Is he going to be the catalyst for change? 100%. I am a buyer and I am a believer in this Justin Fields. Young man is a stud. I can't believe that he's not getting the same type of high impact praise that, well, some other high profile quarterbacks coming out of college have received. He's a no-brainer to me. He's one of those can't-miss prospects. And when you look at the things that he brings to the table tangible-wise, his ability to compete, his ability